Shalom, Israel. It's your boy New Breed coming through with another live stream. As you enter the chat, make sure you mash the thumbs up button. And we have a very timely topic this afternoon. We got to talk about this, ladies and gentlemen. We got to talk about the great separation. Now, when I speak about the great separation, I'm talking about divorce. Divorce is at an all-time high right now. And this is something that I spoke about right when COVID-19 hit, right when we had quarantine measures put in place. I spoke about how there's going to be a lot of separation, man. Once a lot of people spend time with each other, there's going to be a lot of divorces. Those numbers skyrocketed. Skyrocketed. Because people found out that the people that they've been living with for years, the people that they call family, the people that they believe that they loved, they had to find out the hard way that they don't even really like the people that they're dealing with, let alone have love for them. And you know, love is something that's unconditional. Love can't have a condition. If it's a condition involved and that love is pulled, then it wasn't love. It wasn't love to begin with. Now, we're going to go into the nitty gritty. Y'all got to pardon me because there's a lot of mosquitoes out here today. We got to talk about it, ladies and gentlemen. The great separation, the great divide. Now, in this video, it's going to be multi-layered and multifaceted. There's going to be a lot of talking points here because I myself just got out of a relationship, and I want to give some advice to brothers and sisters who are getting out of separations, getting out of divorces, getting out of long-term relationships, breakups, so on and so forth, because I had an inordinate amount of people, whole lot of people, ask me. They was like, Breed, you're a person who, you know, been in relationships, got out, been separated, moved on. You've done these things. You know, a lot of brothers in particular been asking me, you know, how do you heal from this? How do you recover? You know, how do you get the pep back in your step, so to speak? How do you keep it moving? How is the healing process? You know, a lot of brothers be asking me that. And you know what? I'm just going to put it out here. I really wish that wasn't a question. I really wish that that was not a question. Because listen, marriage, husband and wife, girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever you want to call it, that should be something that lasts forever. Like the Keith Sweat song, make it last forever and ever. It should last forever. With the Most High bring together, let no man separate. But a lot of the times with these relationships, it's not the Most High bringing it together. And we want to avoid this at all costs. Getting into relationships where we have to go through the recovery mode, and we have to go through separations, divorces, splitting up. We want to avoid that at all costs. So there's things that you should be putting in place beforehand before even getting into a relationship. And that's what it is. But for those who already have jumped in the ring, those who have already taken the gloves off and are going bare knuckle and getting out of relationships, your girlfriend just hurt you, your boyfriend just hurt you, you know, you were in love and things went sideways, right? I'm going to give my astute observations to those situations, and I'm going to give some advice as well. All right. Now, I want to first explain to you that the Most High God always protects us, brothers and sisters, if we're following his laws, particularly you brothers, because you're head of household, you're supposed to be the lead, and you're supposed to be the one who is in rulership, all right? Listen, if you honor his laws and you unplug and separate yourself from this system, you can get a lot of pain off your back. All right? A lot of future trials and tribulations can be avoided altogether. Number one, when it comes to separation and divorce, these are the things you got to put in place beforehand. Don't sign a marriage certificate. Don't sign any governmental file putting your name on it when getting married. Don't do it. One thing I can say, I just got out of a divorce separation. And of course, I've been in the Hebraic faith for a time period. I understand the biblical laws. We never signed any marriage certificate. All right? We never signed any papers or anything. So we have to be forced to deal with things civilly, unless we go get lawyers involved. All right? So the Most High God already protected me by telling me to refrain and get away from this system. He showed me that a long time ago, not to put your name on papers, because listen, when women have authority and power over you, because listen, the courts are always going to rule in her favor. When she has authority and power over you, she's going to take full advantage of it. It's in her nature. All right? Once she's given the opportunity to have control and dominion over you, the modern woman, a lot of the times, is going to take that opportunity, fellas. So what I'm telling you is don't sign no marriage certificate. Back in slavery, they used to hop over a broom, and there it goes. They was married. Very simple. They used to say their vows between them and the Most High. You could type up a contract of your own, and you could do it that way. Protect yourself, fellas. Not because you don't love this woman, not because you don't care about her, but you just never know the innate nature of a person when things get serious. People change when things get serious. Red pill, blue pill, suspended in time. It's like an understatement telling brothers open their minds. Red pill, blue pill. Let me tell you, once you choose that pill of enlightenment and you wake up, it's going to cause a lot of separation and division in your life. It's going to cause a lot of separation and division. A lot of people are going to go their separate ways. That's just how it works, ladies and gentlemen. If you are spiritually awakened and you're going towards the right direction and you're evolving as a person, a lot of the times in this day and age, the Most High God is going to cause a separation in your life, because there are places that he wants to give you liberty to go. He wants to give you liberty to be able to minister to certain people or be there with certain people. And sometimes, due to your own mistakes in putting certain people in your life, that will be a hindrance. So, we're talking about the great separation. Is it toxic masculinity? Or is it extreme feminism? Let me just put it out here, ladies and gentlemen. Feminism, as a whole, have destroyed our people. Destroyed. And yes, I chose that word carefully before I said it. It's the number one culprit. Some of you may not be aware of a woman by the name of Margaret Sanger. Margaret Sanger. And I want you to look this name up. Study to show yourself approved. Margaret Sanger was the first feminist. She prided herself off being the first feminist. Hillary Clinton, she vouched for Margaret Sanger. She was in support of Margaret Sanger. When she went on her campaign run, she said that Margaret Sanger was pretty much one of the best philanthropists, leaders of the new world. She was in total support. Margaret Sanger also started Planned Parenthood. Planned Parenthood is the abortion clinics. For those who are not familiar, actually, let me rephrase that. I stand corrected. Planned Parenthood is an organization that leads you to the abortion clinic, all right? Planned Parenthood is an organization that pretty much counsels individuals who would like to get abortions. Let me make that very clear. Let's put the facts on the table, all right? so you don't think I'm giving you inaccurate information. Margaret Sanger said that her goal was to exterminate the Negro babies. That's right, exterminate us. She said to pull us out like weeds. That's what she said. Now, when you go to the suburbs, you see fertility clinics. You see them everywhere. When you go to the urban community, you see a lot of abortion clinics. It's a whole lot of them. We talk about the lives that matter. We talk about whose lives matter, right? And I'm not going to even speak on that organization. But the truth of the matter is that there's more black women killing our babies than police killing our babies. In fact, there's more black women killing our babies than gun violence is killing our babies. The number one cause of death in our community is abortion. Are you hearing me? The number one cause of death in our community is abortion. So when I say extreme feminism, it all derives from the sacrifice to Moloch of our young children. Because that's what it is. There's nothing new under the sun. I know that times have changed and you believe that people are not as barbaric. But to be brutally honest with you, people are more barbaric in this time than they were back then. They're just doing it in a more, let's say, covert way. They're doing it in a more covert way, right? And then you got the media to suppress statistics. You got people who can suppress numbers. You don't have to see the vile, despicable, disgusting acts that's being committed by women who don't want to have babies. But they lay down to have those babies. You know, there's an interesting comment that a lot of women make on my channel when I make videos like this. They say, New Breed, a lot of what you're saying is true. But I'm going to be honest, it's hard for me. It's very difficult to submit to a man these days. They say it's very difficult to submit to a man these days. Well, a lot of the men that you're choosing, you're laying on your back, you're letting him ravish and have his way with you, and you're submitting. You're in submission. You're in full submission. But when it comes time to follow a man, you say you find it difficult to submit. Now, that's a problem. Because what that means is you're operating on a carnal level. There's no in between that. That means you're operating in carnalities. That's toxic. That's toxic in this day and age. Any man that you choose to deal with, you got to make sure you want to follow that man, that you understand his leadership, you understand his position. You have trust and belief in that man to guide you and lead you to a place that will end up in success, that will end up in a fruitful lifestyle, that will end up where you are protected and the Most High God is shining a light on you and your family before you lay down with him. So what I'm telling you as a man, and I'm telling you this as a man, keep your eyes open and your legs closed, ladies. Keep your eyes open and your legs closed unless you know that that's the man for you. That you can see that this is the leadership that I want to be under and this is what I want to follow. Because if not, it's going to end, and it's going to end pretty quick. All right? Now let's talk about this toxic masculinity, because we're talking about the great separation. We're talking about divorce. I knew something was wrong when I started seeing the world talking about mansplaining. Mansplaining. I knew something was wrong when the world said, listen, when a man starts talking and a man starts showing any level of leadership, guidance, When a man can articulate well, a lot of sisters start calling brothers, oh, he's one of them self-righteous men. He's self-righteous. They begin to shame you. I seen this happen, and I seen a transition. As if it's something wrong with a man considering himself righteous. If you have chosen a path of righteousness, you are righteous. So that goes to show the mind frame. So do you want a man who's wicked? You want a man who does something to you, make you feel all warm and fuzzy, right? But you want him to be wicked? Do you want the thug? Do you want the gangster? Do you want those? I mean, what do you want? Or do you want a man who's righteous, articulate, well-spoken, well-versed, well-studied, a leader, a man of understanding, a man of courage, a man of valor? What do you want? And I knew it was something wrong when mansplaining went out, and I knew it was something wrong when all of our men and mainstream media begin to be emasculated for having any sense of sexuality. It's almost like our oppressors are afraid of black men's sexuality. Yes, they're afraid of black men's sexuality, to the point where you had Russell Simmons, Bill Cosby at his old age. You had a host of other brothers, black men, who are prominent figures, getting hit with who? The Me Too movement. Yes, the Me Too movement. Man, when they rolled that out, it started off with Hollywood stars, and it always starts off in their community. It always starts off what's going on in other nations. And then it always snowballs to us. People with this skin color, people with this beard, people like me. It always snowballs to us. Our people start to get locked up behind it when we know that's not even in our nature to be quote unquote rapist. That's not in our nature to be people who sodomize and rape and molest. A lot of those behaviors were taught in captivity. Now, you had all these prominent figures every time a woman entered the room. And a man complimented her. How you doing, beautiful? She gonna snitch on that man. He looked at me a certain way. His eyes were burning with passion. He just made me feel so uncomfortable. He said I looked nice today. Man can't flirt with woman no more. You see how they divided us? You see how they created this atmosphere? And they're saying it's toxic masculinity for a man to compliment a woman, to find the beauty in a woman. So now, you living in a society where men don't know what to say. They don't know what to do. It can come off as toxic masculinity. And this rolled over into the households, ladies and gentlemen. It really did. It really rolled over into the households. Because God made an order. There's a biblical patriarchy where the Most High God created man. He took woman from his rib. The word woman literally means from man. So all you esoteric Egyptologists out there talking about, oh, woman is the mother of all creation. The woman, she created man. Oh, mother goddess. The woman created everything. We got to worship the black woman. You got these fools talking about the black woman is God. We're talking about the same people, the same women who are leading the world in abortion. They're supposed to be the mother of life. But what we're seeing right now is death. All right? So, that whole doctrine is ridiculous. Now, as a man, I'm speaking to heal our women. I'm speaking to try to pull our women up. I don't spend my time doing this because I hate women. I spend my time doing this so my future generation, my daughters, women who have decisions to make right now, can make the right decisions. That's why I speak on this stuff. All right? That's what a man's supposed to do, correct the woman. It's in our nature. You take that from us, then you've took our masculinity. You take the ability for men to correct women, you have literally neutered us. You don't think the system knows that? Other cultures, other nationalities, other races who have their women in the rightful position, they're ruling the world. Yes, they're ruling the world. We're the only ones who got to go back and forth with this. God made man, he created woman. He said it's not good that man should be alone. I'm going to create Eve to be a helpmeet. I'm going to create Eve to do what? To be a helpmeet. So I'm going to create this woman to help the man. That was her purpose. Meaning, when a man has goals, when a man has dreams, when a man has ambitions, it's the woman's responsibility to help the man conquer those dreams, ambitions, goals. It's her responsibility to keep him encouraged, keep his belly full, keep the household right. While the man has enough courage and strength to go out there and do what it is he got to do. It's very simple, and it all can be so simple. It all can be so simple. But no, this culture that we dwell in is corrupted. It's nothing short of corruption going on between our households. Now, a lot of brothers have asked me, Bree, how do you keep moving? I know you've been through a lot, my brother. You know, a lot of brothers know what I've been through. I made bad choices. Let's just be totally frank. That's number one, brothers. When you're getting out of relationships, when you're going through things, when you're getting in separations, and this goes for brothers and sisters, take responsibility for your mistakes. Confess your faults. It feels good to confess your faults. Get it out in the open what you did wrong. Recalibrate your mind. Begin to evaluate. Evaluate what you could have done better. Rewind. Put things in retrospect. Consider the series of events that took place while you were in that engagement, relationship, marriage. Consider it all. Weigh the pros and the cons. See what you did right. Think about what you did right as well. And take responsibility. That's number one. That goes for brothers and sisters, because nobody's perfect in a relationship. All right? Absolutely. Jessica, you have to self-reflect. Nobody's perfect. Everybody makes mistakes. When you speak negatively about the person that you got out of a relationship with, you got to understand that that's a testament to yourself. That's a testament to yourself because you chose that mate. My first marriage, I was wicked as hell. I'm going to tell you right now. My first marriage, I was wicked as hell. And I deserved everything I got, and I learned from it, moved on, whatever. It's in the past, right? My second one, not so bad. It did get better. Lifetime friends, everything. Everything's good. Just didn't work out. But I want you to see the progression. If you learn from the first mistake, it does make it better. It makes it better, all right? It makes you a better man. So when you're in certain situations, you're able to deal with those situations. Now, that's number one. Take responsibility. Number two, brothers. Understand the spiritual ramifications that came from building those soul ties. And this also can go for both. Understand the spiritual ramifications that go from those soul ties and what it's going to take to break them. There's so many makeups to breakups, makeup to break up. That's all We do. Let me tell you something. When something is toxic, and that's all y'all doing is make up and break up, only thing you're doing is tying more knots into a soul tie. It's like a rope that you put together, right? You put this rope together, you tie the knot in it, and now you already know that, listen, this is not working. We got to pull this knot apart because things went left. Things went left field. Listen, we almost drove this off the bridge that time. This could have been bad on both sides. This could have been bad for the children. This could have been bad for everybody involved. Sometimes when you got to pull apart that soul tie, you don't keep coming back together and tying more knots. No. Brothers, when a woman says, it's over, I'm leaving, you let her go. That's it. A woman has one time. Let me say this again. Let me get up in the camera with this one. A woman has one time to say it's over, that she's leaving, that she wants her time. You be like, you know what? No. Take your time. Take all the time you need. Pack your bags and go. And you got to be in a position to have your own, brothers. It's kind of corrupted out here nowadays where you brothers is living off these women and all of that. And this is why, as a man, you want to build yourself up before you get in any relationship. You want to have your own, brothers. You want to have your own car. You want to have your own home. You want to have a job that's paying you well. You want your own, brothers. If you don't have your own and you chasing the cakes before you can even get the cake, listen to me. You chasing the cakes before you can get the cake, then your priorities are misconstrued. Straight up, brothers. And that's why we got to talk about avoiding certain situations. Because if you living with a woman and that's where you lay your head up, oh, Lord have mercy on you. Lord have mercy on you if you relying on a woman for everything. If you relying on a woman for all your resources, your drawers, your socks, Lord have mercy on you, brother. I'm just being honest with you. It's better for you, listen, it's better for you to sleep in the streets than be in the house with a cantankerous woman. It's better to just be in the streets. I'm just going to be honest with you. It's better to be in the streets. Straight up. Because listen, that woman is going to drive you crazy. And you know what? Rightfully so, because she's doing everything. She's doing everything. I mean, can you blame a woman for being frustrated if she got to come home and all you've been doing is playing 2K21 all damn day? And she got to get up and bust her ass and work. Can you blame her? Can you blame her, fellas? So get your priorities right first. See? Now, toxic masculinity or extreme feminism. Listen, I come with balance with these topics. Let me bring this out. Let me explain to you what toxic masculinity is. Because I did go into what toxic or what extreme feminism is. Toxic masculinity is a reality. It does exist. Toxic masculinity is masculinity that's misdirected. Let me repeat that. Toxic masculinity is masculinity that's misdirected. Now, what do I mean by that? It all goes into priorities, brothers. It all goes into priorities. Now, if a man is toxic masculine, and let me just mind you, this is what the world deems as masculine, especially within the urban community. I actually deem it as feminine. When a brother is woofing all the time, he got his chest poked out. He always barking on somebody. He can't get his emotions under control. Brother better not look at him wrong. A brother who's always competing with other men. Toxic masculinity. Men are supposed to build each other up. Men who get around women And I know you fellas have experienced this growing up. Men who get around women and they act different around you because there's women present. Toxic masculinity. Just because it's a fine woman around, you talking to your damn homeboy, your ace boon coon, like he ain't nothing. Because you trying to impress this woman. Little do you know, she ain't impressed by that. She just know what type of dude you are, that's all. Toxic masculinity. When a man is always out in these streets looking for the next beef, he's full of rage. This man's full of rage. Can't control his damn self. Going off on everybody, lashing out. The same men who are beating their wives. Yes, this isn't a reality. This is reality, pardon me. There are men who beat their wives. There are men who are toxic masculine. There are men who don't know how to be men, very insecure, weak, pathetic men who beat their women. That's toxic masculinity. And there's a solution for that. All you real brothers, men of courage, men of valor, in our community, got to put an end to toxic masculinity. We got to destroy it. Meaning, when you see a brother slapping the hell out of a woman, kicking, punching her, I'm not telling you to just jump right in if you're not ready. If you have not evaluated the circumstances, don't just jump right in. But at the very least, call the police. Because those are the type of Negroes that need to get locked up. Brother, that's the type of brother that need to sit in a cell for a little bit. Or if it's a situation where you see a woman's life in danger, step in, help that woman. Or, listen, everybody knows what's going on in the hood, in the community. Everybody knows. Everybody knows who house where it's nothing but drama every weekend. Everybody knows who's beating on who in the neighborhood. Listen, all you got to do, invite that brother out like everything is normal. Listen carefully. Invite that brother out like everything is normal. Get your bottle. You know, he used to hanging with the fellas and beating his woman at home, right? You get him around the fellas, right? Nice night of drinking, playing some cards, playing some dominoes, right? And you and the brothers in that community, you line his ass up. You give him an ass whipping that he will never forget. Never forget. And I guarantee, listen, I promise you, he would never put his hands on that woman again. He won't do it. I promise you. I promise you, he won't do it again. Somebody said, I disagree. When you help somebody, they turn on you. Listen, you got to understand our culture. It's time to build our culture back up. Once upon a time, brothers and sisters, brothers who beat on women, they had to answer to the men. We need to get back to that. We talk about toxic masculinity. We talking solutions. We got to talk solutions. That's just a fact. And we got to stop being cowards. Regardless of what, that man shouldn't be doing that. Understand that. That man shouldn't be doing that. If you in this live stream and you gaining edification, knowledge, and sound wisdom, mash the thumbs up button. You already know what we got to go through here on this channel. Who knows if this one will even stay up. It may even go to Patreon. If you're not subscribed, if you don't follow me on Patreon, I will leave a link in the description box once the video ends. And you are missing some phenomenal content. If you're not over there on Patreon, you're missing a lot of phenomenal content. I hate the fact that you're missing that stuff, man. Especially for all my visual learners out there, man. We putting some stuff together that you need to see. I'm telling you. But we're talking about the Great Divide. It seems like it's division everywhere, ladies and gentlemen. Nothing but division. You got social distancing, divorce sky high, family turning against family, The wheat and the tare are definitely being separated. Definitely. Brothers, sisters, when you're getting out of these relationships, there's a few things that you must know. And this is for brothers who actually signed a marriage certificate. This is for brothers and sisters who going through the whole legal rigmarole, and going through the pain and struggles. After my first marriage, I had to go get a lawyer to be able to have some type of relationship with my children. Check this out, fellas. Fight for your babies. Fight for them. Fight for your children. And let me say this. Y'all see it's a lot of insects out here. Fight for your babies. The truth of the matter is this. 70% of men don't fight for custody. They don't fight for joint custody. They don't fight for anything. The problem is 80% of men don't even try. So guess what? If you try, if you go get you a lawyer, 9 times out of 10, or 80% of the time rather, you will win custody. All right? But you brothers got to go get you a lawyer. Seek some legal counsel. You may even get you a free lawyer, depending on what's going on. But fight for your babies. These children need their fathers. You don't need no other brother raising your kids. You don't need none of that. You need to be in your kids' life. All right? You need to be in their life. And you're going to go through a lot. I'm going to tell you this now. You're going to go through a lot fighting for them, but it's worth it. Your kids are worth it. Now, if you sign legal documentation regarding marriage, the less information that you give these vultures out here and these certain lawyers, not all lawyers, the less information, the better. Because if not, they're going to strip you and rape you dry of everything that you built, everything that you earned. And you got to be prepared to go through what you're about to go through. And it's not going to be an easy road. But most of all, learn from your mistake of signing these marriage certificates, of signing these papers. Fellas, it's not worth it. You can draw up your own contract. Yes, indeed. Joe Curry said, what are a woman's boundaries then? What is a woman's boundaries to everyone else? Women expect to be treated as grown kids. Let's make this very clear. This should be very understandable. Choose your husband and your leader wisely. Because at whatever point you decide to join yourself with him, you've decided to yield to that particular power. You've decided to yield to the power at that day and time, at that moment that you joined him. All right? So what that means is, if you were willing to submit and lie down with that man, some of you even have babies with certain men. If you were willing to submit in that way, then you should be willing to submit to his orders, to his rulership, to his leadership. It's very simple. Ladies, keep your eyes open and your legs closed unless you know that's the man that you want to follow. It's very simple. It's very, 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 very simple. He leads, you follow. He leads, you follow. He leads, you follow. Very simple concept. As far as boundaries go, let me explain this. Men are tired, fatigued, mentally distraught with having to go back and forth with women. All right? Let me just be straight up with you. When you enter the room, ladies, and you say, we need to talk about something. And whatever it is you got to talk about, you know it's going to bring this man stress. You know it's going to bring him stress. You are fully cognitive, conscious, and aware that whatever it is you're about to bring to him is going to cause stress. You know it. But you do it because you're trying to get him to compromise about something. There's a way to deal with that. There's a way to deal with that. And it's called keeping your mouth closed and praying for discernment, praying for timing. Listen, women are very wise. Ladies, you got to stop acting like you're not as wise as you are. You know exactly what you be doing. Yeah. You know exactly what grinds that man's gears. You know that man. Stop acting like you don't know him. Stop acting like you don't know what pisses him off. Stop acting like it. You do not want to provoke your man to anger. You don't want to provoke him. I'm literally talking about provoking him to anger. Now, that's just like provoking the Most High God to anger. Men, we don't want to provoke our God to anger. We don't want to mistreat our women. We don't want to treat them bad because guess what? You're disrespecting the daughters of Zion. You disrespecting the Most High's women. So if he's pissed off at you, guess what? If the Most High's pissed off at you, brothers, then guess what? That woman's going to walk away on top. Listen carefully. That woman's going to walk away on top, and you're going to walk away destroyed. And you ain't going to bounce back. All right? So don't piss your God off, brothers and ladies. Don't piss your man off. Because that's the closest thing to God that you will get here on earth is your man. That's the closest thing. Ladies, stop thinking just because you know the Bible, just because you're spiritual, just because you're in the truth, that you are closer to the Lord than your man. You are not closer to the Lord than your man. The man was created first, and then it was you. Eve sinned first, and then Adam sinned. It's very simple. It's a very simple concept. You follow your man. If you chose to be with that man, if you chose and selected that man to lay down with, you chose a life partner. Understand the importance of what you have, ladies. Understand how important your bodies are, your essence. You giving yourself up to a man. That's supposed to be a lifetime connection. Lifetime. You are not meant to have different brothers dealing with you. You are not meant to be out here dating different men, trying to choose and trying to select different mates and dating and sleeping around and dealing with this person and that person and having all these options and choices. That is not what it's supposed to be. And you can look at society now. Look at what we have here now. The way of the Western world is not working on our behalf as people. We live in a culture that's considered to be monogamous. Most divorces end because of what? Cheating or finances. Infidelity or finances, right? Guess what? In our traditional culture, our people practice polygyny. And guess what? Polygyny destroys both of those reasons for divorce. It literally destroys both of those reasons. It destroys the money situation because now you're a conglomerate. Now you're building within. And it also destroys infidelity because now a man can be a man. Just the truth. And that's the biggest pill that a lot of women have a hard time swallowing. They have a hard time swallowing that black men in particular are pre-genetically disposed to deal with more than one woman. It's in our DNA because our forefathers did it. David did it. Solomon did it. Moses did it. And those are our fathers. Those are our ancestors. So it's in a lot of brothers' DNA. But the problem, here's the problem. The problem is a lot of men are not honest with themselves. They don't know themselves. And therefore, they become whoremongers. They start spreading themselves thin. They start dealing with this girl, that girl, that girl, this girl, that girl. And all he's doing is leaving a trail of broken hearts in the process. All he's doing is leaving a trail of broken women in the process. Instead of taking these women on and taking care of these women. supplying protection, loving these women. They supposed to be his. Listen, that's supposed to be his women. He's supposed to be just smashing and moving on and letting them do whatever it is they gonna do, and letting the next man break their heart. If you're a righteous man and you deal with a woman, take that woman under your wing, brothers. If you're a righteous man and you know you're dealing with a woman who's a decent sister and you lay down with her, take her under your wings. Don't let her go out into these streets and get corrupted. Don't let her mind get destroyed by these treacherous brothers out here. Don't let it happen. Don't let it happen. We got to get back to our culture. We didn't, listen, in our culture, we didn't just have sex and disregard women. That's what they did in Islam. They did that in Islam. The Hebraic culture, no. We took women. If we dealt with a woman, we took her under our wing. We nurtured that woman. We took care of her. She was our woman. All right? In Islam, they took women, had sex with them, disregarded them, treated them like trash. We don't do it. That's toxic masculinity. We the real men. We the real brothers. We the men of truth. We don't lie to women. We straight up. We don't care about the consequences. We don't tickle people's ears. We don't lie. We don't put women in an authoritative position, men. We don't put women in an authoritative position. Start lying to her. That's toxic masculinity. So I'm being fair and well-rounded with this, ladies and gentlemen. I'm being fair and well-rounded with this topic. And the feminism have to stop. The toxic masculinity has to stop. It's causing division. Listen, do you know that when they separate man and woman, that they literally destroy 4 generations? When they separate us and they have the fathers out of the picture, you destroy 4 generations, 4 of them. We got to stop the separation. We would not, listen, we're not meant to be living the way we are with all this sexual impurity, all this sexual immorality. We're not meant to be using each other just for body parts. We're not just bags of flesh. We are supposed to be united for life. If a man lays down with a woman, that's supposed to be it. Now, brothers, if she chooses to leave, then you let her be. But I'm talking about you brothers in particular who are manipulating women. You're using them for sex, and then you bouncing. Or, you know, that's no good. But if you a man, listen, if you're a righteous man, keep her under your wing. If she righteous, keep her under your wing, man. Let's see. Joe Curry said blame eugenics. Oh, eugenics have their hand in it as well. But guess what? Eugenics wouldn't be a factor for our children if there was a man in the picture to tell that woman, don't go down to that appointment. Don't go do that. Don't go do that. Sonny said that's the spirit of lust. Sonny, do you know what lust is? Let me explain something to y'all. As we were saying earlier about a man looking at a woman, complimenting a woman, looking at her body, thinking she's beautiful, that's called nature. Let me repeat, that's called nature for a man to like women. It's natural for a man to like women. All right? It's natural. What happened is the Christian church have maimed and neutered a lot of brothers, and they've corrupted our mindset to what lust is. All right? If you see a woman and she's beautiful, she looking good, she got a sundress on, she's curvaceous, she's shapely, she's fine, her lips are beautiful, and that don't do something to you as a man, if it don't make you feel a certain way, something's wrong. It's simple biology, brother. It's chemistry. Now here, let me show you how corrupted we are as men in this day and age. A man who says he wants more than one woman, he wants multiple women. A man who wants more than one woman, right? Everybody has an issue with that, but nobody has an issue with the porn industry. Nobody has an issue with all of these brothers watching all these flicks, all these twerk videos. Nobody cares about this misdirected sexual energy. When a man could be building a whole dynasty, he could be building a whole legacy. He can have a family business, right? But nobody says anything about all these women shaking their ass on camera, all these men lusting and chasing after these women. Nobody says anything. But when a man is talking about building a dynasty, building a legacy, having a family, dealing with actual physical women, not a screen, not a monitor, then that man is full of lust. Make that make sense. Listen, we are not supposed to be engulfed in a woman's beauty. Now, what I mean by that is, if you see a woman and everything is solely based on how she looks, and you make a decision to deal with that woman based on her looks and her looks alone, that's when it's an issue. That's where lust got the better of you. That's where lust got the better of you. And I'm gonna tell you now, a lot of brothers are in bad situations right now because they didn't lusted after a woman, but they didn't even get to know that woman. And I'm gonna tell you, the older you get, the more wisdom you get, the less you give a damn about how a woman look. Let's just be honest. With age comes knowledge and wisdom. But still, all in all, as a man, you're naturally supposed to be attracted to women. That's part of them emasculating you to make you feel like it's something wrong with looking at women, with liking women. Be a man. Let me tell you something. Let your balls swing, brothers. You are last of a dying breed. These are the last days we living in, and there's a war against real men. Let your balls swing. Let them swing. Tell these women the truth. Be honest, be solid, be real. Don't have no cut cards. Take care of your responsibilities. Take care of your children. Take care of what you got to do. Do what it is you're supposed to do. Grind, hustle, make a living for yourself. Be a man. But all in all, oh man, let your balls swing, man. Let them swing. Be men. This ain't no Sunday school televangelist. No. You got the wrong channel for that. This ain't no Sunday school televangelist that's going to tell you men to tuck your tails between your legs and scurry off and bow down to everything that women say. Oh, you can't say that because you're going to get canceled. A lot of women are in charge of this cancel culture. Yeah, you heard it. A lot of women are in charge of the cancel culture. And no matter how much knowledge a brother brings, the emotional instability of a lot of women are not going to understand that they're going to love you, they're going to hate you, and they're going to love you again. That's called emotional instability. They'll love you, they'll hate you, then they'll love you again. That's just how it goes. So when it comes to this cancel culture, we as men, first of all, let me rewind a little bit. As men, when you tell the woman the truth and you're real with her and you're transparent and you're putting that truth out there, let me explain something to you. They don't want to hear it, but they need it. See, the rest of the world got what they want. The rest of the world have what they want, but you as a righteous man, a man of truth, a man of valor, you got what they need. And there's the difference. You don't always want what you need, and you don't always need what you want. So what that means is a lot of the times what needs to be said, there's going to be a rejection there. All right. And if you don't stand bold, if you don't stand in truth, if you don't have the Most High operating in your life, you're going to allow the wants of others to dictate your walk. You never let the wants of others dictate your walk. If the Most High put something upon you, he put it on your spirit, and you sitting there battling. There's a lot of men right now that know exactly what I'm talking about. They're battling right now. They know that they don't have no say-so over their damn household. They know it. I know it. They know it. They know that they're miserable. They know that when they tell their woman that we got to do things this way, that they know that their words are going non and void. They know that the woman knows that she runs the damn household. They know it. And it bothers them because deep down inside of them, there's a lion. Yeah. Right now, they looking like a house cat, right? They looking like a house cat right now. They feel like a house cat. But deep down, deep embedded in them, they know that there's a lion roaring right now who wants to be a man. But they're sitting there miserable because they're afraid to accept the truth that New Breed is bestowing upon them on this very day. They're battling with themselves too. They're men battling with this truth. And they're sitting there and they know that, man, I want to get up right now and I want to tell my woman, listen, I'm the man of this house, but I can't. I can't do it. I don't want to ruffle no feathers up in here. Happy wife, happy life. What about you, brother? You the prize. Happy wife, happy life. What about the brothers who out there supplying everything they family need, the brothers who working hard, the brothers who doing everything they supposed to do, who compromise and sacrifice on a day-to-day basis? You're telling me his happiness and his welfare don't mean a damn thing. When you say happy life, happy wife, you saying that that man's welfare and happiness don't mean nothing. I'm going to keep it clean for YouTube. But keep it clean. But you're saying it don't mean nothing. This the same man that worked 12 hours. He works 12 hours, right? He gets off of work. He know damn well he don't want to answer the phone. She's calling. He gets off of work. She's calling. He answers the phone. Don't want to answer the phone. Picks the phone up. He just worked 12 hours. Hey, baby. Yeah. He puts it on hold. He's like, hold on, let me put this on hold. I hope she don't ask me to go to that damn grocery store. I just worked 12 hours. I just want to go home and get some rest. This is love right here. Picks the phone back up. Yeah, baby, what's up? What you need? Oh, yeah, I was just going to go to the grocery store. You want me to get what? Yeah, I got you, baby. Yeah, I got you. Hangs the phone up. Damn it! That's love. That's compromise. That's a man who is a righteous man. He's doing what he got to do. That's a man. He compromises for you constantly. But we supposed to bend. Listen, when women want you to bend at every whim. Modern women, not all women. Now listen, when I be saying these things, if the shoe fits, wear it. But of course, there are righteous women in this chat, and they understand exactly where I'm coming from. There's righteous brothers who understand. So don't think I'm condemning everybody in the stream, all right? I'm just telling you what it is. I'm just telling you what it is. We're just speaking the truth today. Let's see. Let's see. Someone says, tell it. So sad. Men should just speak up. Women came, read their minds, and women must submit when they do. Absolutely. When a man speak his mind and he tell you what he desires, what he wants for his future, and he sits down with you and he say, listen, this is what I want in the future. A woman should be very receptive to that. Because here you have it, a man with a plan. Man, that, you know, it's nothing more powerful and important than a man with a plan. A man that got a plan, a man that got something in motion. Especially if he got this plan in motion. The wheels are already spinning, and what he wants, he needs your help. He needs your support. He's looking for encouragement. He's not looking for you to take the steering wheel and skirt off. He's looking for your support. When a man has a plan and the wheels are spinning, he's looking for you to support him, ladies. He's not looking for you to grab the damn steering wheel and veer off the road. So when a man got a plan and he's open, he's vocal, he's letting you know what it is, then you got a good man. You got a good man. And let me say this. Men who are open, transparent about what they want, what they're trying to build, men who are open about polygynous unions, ladies, you got to understand something. You got to understand that it is easier for a man to be a whoremonger. In no way, shape, or form in this disorderly world is it a turn on or a way to get sex when a man says he wants polygyny. In fact, more women are turned off by when you say you want polygyny than if you were just to deceive them, all right? In no way, shape, or form is it a way to get women when you say you want polygyny. Because most women are turned off. They don't want to give you nothing when you polygyny. Oh, hell no. This Negro done lost his damn mind. Hell no. Hey, listen, everything dries up. Everything dries up because that's something orderly. And we're living in a world of dysfunction. And yes, we're not talking about no threesomes. We're not talking about no wickedness and sexual impurity. We're talking about a man who has more than one woman. Not them dealing with each other and all of that wickedness. But when a man brings up a polygynous union, he already knows that that's like raid to roaches. It's like raid to roaches. In fact, it would be a lot easier for him to just do what he do. Ladies, y'all gotta understand that sex is not difficult to get in this society. It's very easy. A lot of people are very giving. Let's just put it that way. A lot of women sell their body right now for little to nothing. Ever since Cardi B said, blank them, then you get some money. Blank them, then you get some money. Ever since she said that in a song, all a woman wants is a cash app. That's it. That's it. She doing whatever for a cash app. It's the truth. So why would a righteous, biblical man, why would he use polygyny to get sex? Well, let me tell you something. Polygyny is a responsibility. Because you got to fulfill the needs of these women. You got to supply their needs. You got to do what it is you got to do. You got to continue to lead them and guide them to the right direction. You got to show them what life is about. You got to show them the dream. You got to bring them to the dream. You got to make the accomplishments. You got to do what you got to do. All right? So polygyny is not a way it's not lustful in no way. It's no way to have sex just to have sex. A man can get sex anywhere. It's 2020. Use common sense. Let's use some common sense in 2020. All right? Logic is not that hard to digest, right? We still got critically thinking people here, right? Let's see who we got on here. Love Jones says, why are righteous men so worried about having all these women is the question. Because they're men. That's what a man does. He has women or a woman. Nowadays, a man can't manage one woman. So I'm speaking to brothers who have the resources, who have the characteristics, who know themselves, who have the innate nature to know where they go, where they're going, what they're doing, what they want, what they desire. Just be honest with women. Just be honest. Absolutely. There's nothing sinful about having more than one woman. And that's the problem. We want to pick and choose out of the Bible what we want to accept. Yes, yes. Let's see. Somebody said back then, it says, wasn't AIDS, herpes, blue waffle, corona. So the practice of polygamy, no thank you. Let me show you how contradictory and foolish that comment just was. I want y'all to pay attention. We're talking about people getting a union and staying within that union. You living in a world where everybody is sleeping with everybody. The reason why you have all these diseases is because the world we live in right now. In history, you didn't have all that because if a man had a wife or he had wives, other men, they knew not to touch that man's women. They know not to commit adultery with that man's women. Or women knew not that they can't just sleep around. They can't just sleep around. Listen, a woman knew that when she got with one man, she had to stay with that man for her entire life. She had to stay with that man for her entire life. So that stopped all of the diseases. I mean, it's common sense, people. It's not that difficult. It's common sense. The reason you have all of these diseases right now is because sexual immorality. Hell gates have been opened. Pandora's box is literally open right now. They over here trying to get help for pedophiles. You got Wayfair, you got gay marriage, you got all of this transhumanism, transgenderism. What do you think all these things sprawl from? Not keeping the biblical components and culture when it comes to marriage. It's very simple. Now, I'm not demonizing monogamy. If you're a brother who has the right woman, let me put this out here. I'm giving you balance right now. If you're a brother who has one woman and she's the right woman, the sky is the limit. If she's the right woman, the sky's the limit. If you're a brother who knows that you good with one woman, there's a lot of brothers who good with one. So ladies, instead of condemning those, brothers and ladies, instead of condemning those who want to live a certain way, how about you focusing on those who really want just one? But mind you, in this matriarchal society of monogamy, divorce is still at 70%. So something not adding up. Something not adding up. The reason you got all these diseases, blue waffle and all of that, is because we don't have no order. There's no order. Yes, indeed. Brian says we are out of balance because we do not embrace the divine masculine and divine feminine like ancient Egypt did. Listen, bro. Ancient Egypt embraced a lot of things, bro. Why do you think Egypt was left desolate? Why do you think the Most High set our people free? Let my people go? Egypt embraced semen retention in a very unorthodox way. Y'all know we speak about no fat, and we speak about semen retention and gaining your energy, and not participating in a sexual redundant behavior that has plagued society. We talk a lot about that. But in Egypt, they had a form of semen retention that was absolutely disgusting, where a man would actually, brace yourselves, a man would ejaculate and swallow his own semen in Egypt. They were dealing with animals in Egypt, bestiality. How you think you got the half God, had the half man, half dog on the Egyptian pyramid walls? They were dealing with all kind of things, transhumanism, animals. Man, come on, man, do your research on Egypt before you start screaming about Egypt up in here. The divine masculine. What man is walking around talking about, I'm divine masculine? Do that sound right to you? I'm divine masculine. No, they created, listen, women are saying they divine feminine because they are trying to rule over something. Divine means you rule over something. You're godlike. That's what divine means, godlike. So when you got women talking about they divine feminine, divine over what? Godlike over what? Ruler over what? Men? I know that this is hard to digest. I get it, I get it. Yes, indeed. But you know how we do. We speak the truth, man, no matter what. Sunlight Beam says, thank goodness for men leading other broken men, women from afar. Absolutely. And that's the basis of what we're doing. We're trying to guide you brothers out here, man. I'm speaking, a lot of this topic is geared towards making you men understand the times you living in. Understand that there's a lot of separation going to take place. The Most High is dividing the wheat and the tare, and there's going to be a lot of women who are going to leave. They're going to separate themselves from you because they're not going in the same direction as you, and vice versa. There's going to be a lot of men that's removed out of your life, ladies. There's going to be a lot of men who are just removed out of your life. These thugs, these no good dudes. Some of you women are good women, but you're looking for masculinity in the wrong places. You're looking for masculinity in the streets. You're looking for it, and you're finding it, but you're not finding men with biblical principles. And what's happening is these men are leading you astray, and they're causing you a world of heartache and pain. You need to get yourself an honest man. You want a man that gives you a choice, ladies. That's all you want. You want a man who's going to give you a choice in life, because you deserve it. You deserve it. You need a man who's going to be transparent, a biblical man who's going to give you the knowledge. He's going to feed you the truth. He's going to tell you what it is. A man who has things in motion. He's going somewhere. He's doing something. He's doing something in his life, and he has a plan. You need that, ladies. And if you don't get nothing from this topic, get that part. And also, once you choose that man, know that you chose that man. You're there with him. Now it's your responsibility to yield. And everything I'm telling you will stop divorces. It will stop these great separations from happening. Because me personally, I'm tired of seeing families separated. I'm tired of seeing families broken. You got Emmitt Smith. His wife left. She was married to Martin Lawrence. And now she dealt with Emmitt Smith for like 15 years, damn near 16 years. May even be more than that. Now she leaving. I mean, can nobody stay together? You got Dr. Dre's wife. She trying to leave. It's like, I'm using them as an example because we know who these people are, but this is happening on a grand scale. I mean, this is happening everywhere. I mean, I know so many brothers that just got out of divorces. Some just good, some good, ended good, some ended bad, and some ended downright ugly. And just looking at it, it's like, damn. It's like, they are really separating us, man. I mean, damn, it's really divide and conquer. Satan is literally weakening the nations. Satan is weakening the nations. How do you weaken a nation? You stop family life. You stop the internal building. And it's crazy, man. And man, you know how it is, man. I just wanted to come through with another bold video. I don't know, this one probably won't stay on YouTube. If you don't follow me on Patreon, you need to follow me on Patreon, because this is the type of content that's going there. Along with a lot of content, a lot of great content. You can follow me on Patreon. If this video doesn't stay, then you will get another live stream this evening. And it's on a whole nother topic. It's going to be very interesting what we got to talk about. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching. Hopefully this particular video helps you in your walk and your journey. And get the takeaways. Eat the meat, spit out the bones. Whatever you learn from it, all praises to the Most High. Hey, y'all have a beautiful, blessed day. With that being said, shalom and peace.